fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met here on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of it as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives, that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but can never forget what they did here. It is for us the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work, which they have thus far so nobly carried on. It is, rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they here gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve, that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation shall have a new birth of freedom, and that this government, of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. I am Abraham Lincoln. I gave that speech on November 19th, in the year of our Lord 1863. We were at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, dedicating a war memorial for those who had fought and died in the service of their country. As president, this was an expected task. For me though, it was an opportunity to honor those who had fallen. Those men had bravely fought for something they believed in, our United States of America. On the long train, ride to this ceremony, I gave thought to what I would say there. I drew out a piece of paper and sat for some time, thinking about the message I would leave there. I realized that nothing that I, or anyone else could say, could be of more importance than the actions of those who had perished there. This became the focus of my speech. Presidents are transitory temporary beings. Governments have proven to be the same. With this speech, I hope to relate that temporary nature and inspire future Americans to treasure that which was so terribly fought for them, freedom. It is my hope that Americans for generations will look back and understand what brought them to where they are. To reflect on the sacrifices of others who helped secure the blessings they now enjoy. And in said reflections, perhaps, reaffirm that quintessential American appreciation for freedom.